so we're about to do a blind tasting, which leads back into, hey, how do you taste whiskey? What are you smelling? How important is glassware? Now, Tim, if you don't mind, walk us through each one of the names of these cups. Now, clearly, these all say the Whiskey Blendery on some form or fashion. And
yeah, they're all laser etched. So we've got your standard Glencairn glass. That is the staple of whiskey drinking, Scotch drinking. Like everybody has those glasses. We've got the Perfect Dram glass, which is a miniature version of that. They do make a mini Glen glass, and the mini Glens have a very small, it's about half that size opening, and it's good to drink something lower proof, that if you want to just put a glass in your pocket kind of thing, if you're doing a tasting at somebody's house and you don't want to lose it, those are good for that. But I really like these Perfect Dram glasses because the opening is almost similar in size to a regular style glass, so you can really get in there with your nose. Then we've got the Glen Mixer, or the Canadian Glen, which is a little bit larger, and then you've got the Kinsey Dram glass that we use a lot here. So I like this one a lot because it's a little more sturdy, feels good in your hand. This one, if you knock it over, it shatters into a million pieces. And
one of our guys said that his daughter went to grab something off of a top shelf, and he had his whiskey up. He said, "Man, those whiskey bottles are strong, Trev." He said that thing hit the ground. He said, but it stood strong. I said that was.
It was a bottle or a glass?
The bottle.
The bottle.
Like he has one of the
good.
Blendery bottles that he purchased from here, and he was like, "Man, I was so nervous." So we're about to put Q through a taste test and see which whiskey he likes the best.
All right. Yeah. So these are all slight variations, and we'd like to bottle one of these. So it's always good for us to get people's opinion on which one, and then if the fan favorite is say this one, then that's what goes. So all these will be fairly similar, but hopefully you have an opinion on one, on which one's the best, and then that might go in the bottle.
So what's the occasion?
Money.
Bottle more whiskey.
I heard that. Definitely get a little bit of apple fruit on the nose. It could be BS, and I don't like to smile because they probably watch them all be the same.
No, you should taste a slight difference.
Now, have you ever been on a place where you know you're about to be punked? and I don't know, I just feel like I'm getting punked, so I'm just going to enjoy the whiskey right now because this is delicious right now. The fact that there's cameras out and you got this, it's the Tim look. That one. That one right there. Okay.
So usually when you're getting punked, we'll bring out the blindfold.
Yeah.
And then you don't know.
Give him some molasses in a cup. Oh, what's that?
So when I'm doing tastings on these, if I'm not trying to like put all these notes, all I want to do is rank them, then the ones I like, I'll push a little forward. And then if I don't like this one, I'll move it back a little bit. So I've basically got the line
almost
or the
like
equator.
how I moved this one over here.
Yep. So I have some kind of scale, and it's usually like pushing it up, and it's like, yep, I like this one the best, and then this one, and it's a little bit easier to.
Yep. So far, this one is easy drinking. I enjoy it. The flavor's there. It's got a light caramel. This one has a lot more spice. Wasn't as enjoyable. Like it was a little bit more heat, and I'm just now getting started as well. But so far, this one has come up. This one's gone over. So we'll see how we go for the next.
And your deal, so over means no. So the furthest away from you.
Furthest away is going to be like the least one. So far, this one is just like playing checkers. I jumped over.
Okay.
know?
So if it's like right here, that's the one you like the best.
So far, yeah. And it's interesting too, because I ain't got to do nothing. I don't have no ethanol. It's just straight up. Can I phone a friend and ask a proof?
We can proof them afterwards.
That's pretty good. Still going here, but this one I enjoy better than this one. Least, middle, fave.
Is it harder to do this when you're on the spot, When
No.
got 2 cameras in your face and
I'm a gamer, son.
4
You got-
guys staring at you.
I got
Okay.
whiskey and it's like 12:30 in the afternoon. This is a great day.
Okay.
Definitely has more mouthfeel here. I'm gonna go back and see how I still feel about this, because these guys taste exactly the same. This one tastes the same, but finishes differently. It's just interesting because I feel like it's the same whiskey, but it's just different because I don't get any crazy ethanol in this guy at all, but it's way open. And this one is just like, hungry, drinking that best whiskey. I still taste Double Jeopardy, and I taste like apple brandy in each one. And I still get the same rice spice at the same finish at the end. It's real oily.
So it's
is
funny.
this the
So
same
there's-
whiskey?
There's no apple brandy in this, but since we were talking about apple brandy and drinking something that was on apple brandy, then that's in your head. So now you're thinking apple brandy and you're searching for it. And there's no apple brandy on it.
There's 0 green apples in this thing?
Nope.
Wow, that's interesting. So far for me, number 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where I'm at as first fave. This is a clear fave. This one's here, and these guys gonna go hand in hand.
So you did better than I thought you would, not because there was a right answer, but because they are all the same whiskey.
Are they all the same whiskey? Like I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
I tried to find 4 bottles to make you think I poured out of these. These are fake. Like,
Is it double,
all
is it a
decoys.
double jeopardy?
no, that's all the Hard Knocks. So
What? This tastes completely different. I drank Hard Knocks last night. This
So-
tastes completely different.
that is the power of
Whoa.
the glassware. So
That is crazy because this is one of my favorite whiskeys that we have here.
and this is something that you can do at home too.
Wow.
So if you get 4 different glasses, pour the same thing, let them open up for a couple minutes.
That is
and
crazy.
then have either somebody else come in and blind them, or you can do it yourself and take notes. But even if I tried them and I know they're the same whiskey, I would say that they are all different because that's the power of the glassware. So
I think this is good insight for me too when it comes to me purchasing my own glasses at home, because I do prefer to go out of this guy, but like having
on this you do, but
Yeah.
I could give you something else in the same lineup and you would say, oh no, this is my favorite, or
Really?
you might say that's my favorite. So it depends on the whiskey and the proof. And
I'd be really curious how the hazmats work in this,
Yeah.
you know? Like that was just, for me, this is one of my favorite whiskeys. and
I would
couldn't
be
find it.
shocked if I gave you a hazmat and you picked the same glass. I would
Really?
be shocked.
I mean, for another time, I like to be challenged. But I think this is really interesting though, because this is one of my favorite, and I did not get this bottle on any of those tastings
Yeah.
whatsoever. And I only typically drink it here.
So that's another thing that on your bottle at home, how much is taken?
yeah,
just
still-
a little bit.
yeah, just a little. It's not
so
opened
this,
up yet.
yeah. So this has had a little more air on it. So in my opinion, did it taste better or worse?
In the beginning, it was worse.
Right, but that was also
worse.
your first drink.
Correct.
And
We're
out
getting
of this
started.
glass. So on this that you really liked, would you say that's better?
That's
than-
better for me.
Okay, better than the one you have at the house. you'd say?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I would say that reigns true, especially on what we put in this blend. Man, once that opens up a little bit,
Yeah, you
man,
get a lot more caramel, a lot more sweet. Yeah,
And
it's really
it
interesting.
comes alive. So then it comes alive, and now you see how it comes alive in the glasses.
Sure.
To where I think it's opening up and it's going to taste better in this, to where if we fast forward 30 minutes and I poured this into that glass, I think you would prefer that whiskey that was in this glass
open up.
because it's had more time to open up.
I think that's a great learning lesson too, because I purchase, I mean, I purchase all the bottles, and once I buy them, because I'm trying to, condition my palate to understand what's in it. But on top of that, like when I first buy it, it's super harsh and I can hardly stand it, but I'm getting something straight from a barrel. And now like you're telling
and
like,
it depends.
boom, boom.
It depends on the whiskey, because remember a lot of times we'll try it straight from the barrel and it's like magical, like whoa, this is so good. But then by the time we bottle it, it changes a little bit. And then by the time it gets a little more air,
Once
it
it's
changes
opened up,
again.
yeah.
And the glass you're drinking out of
And
changes.
if you sit it
so-
down and let it get some air, I think this is for somebody that's here around this was really eye opening. I thought this was a great, man, try it at home.
Good exercise, people. And
Yeah.
again, we just did another episode prior of walking through the importance of glassware, and you got to see in real time both confusion, excitement, and even didn't even know that was his favorite whiskey. That's
Yeah, we
interesting.
could even bring Tony over and have him do the same thing. And
Isn't that crazy, people? Guys, stay tuned, people.
That was awesome. That was bizarre.